Elsewhere, the senator representing Delta North, Senator Ned Nwoko, says that civilians in Nigeria should be allowed to bear arms in self-defense, following ceaseless attacks against them by bandits and terrorists. Senator, who spoke earlier this week in Abuja, said this deplorable state of affairs was the reason that he sponsored a bill to amend the existing law on civilian ownership of firearms, specifically for defending themselves in times of such unprovoked attacks. Well, Senator Ned Nwoko himself joins us now on Newsday. Good to have you. Welcome to the program, Senator. Now, why are you seeking civilian firearm ownership? And can you elaborate more on the features of this bill you're proposing?
Well, thank you very much for this opportunity. We are in crisis in Nigeria. Admittedly, nobody will tell you otherwise. There are many insecurity issues in Nigeria, and it is obvious that the police are not able to protect lives and properties as enshrined in the Constitution. The military are trying, but they're not particularly equipped as well to deal with the various areas of crisis from the east to the west to the north. And look, we have experimented with the military and with the police the past 24 years almost, and we have not gotten anywhere in addressing security issues. Other religious groups or bandits or kidnappers in the north of Nigeria, but I'm talking about armed robbers that are now beginning to terrorize Abuja residents, armed robbers that are beginning to terrorize Deltans and just across the nation. So you tell me, how many Nigerians will have the privilege of having police support at home? First of all, we have no national known emergency numbers where people can easily call in the event of an attack. There are just too many crises in Nigeria, and that the only way we can possibly begin to reassure the citizens that the government mean well is to enable them to defend themselves. Citizens should be able to defend themselves. At the moment, kidnappers, armed robbers can stop on any highway with just one gun or two guns, and tell everybody, 30 people, 100 people, come down and follow me, just because they have a gun. They can treat them anyhow, they can kill them. But I think that all we just need to do that enables every citizen who goes through some stages of clearance to be able to carry arms. It is done in America, it's done in some other countries. I'm not advocating that everybody and anybody should carry arms, no, but those who are capable, those who are able should be able to carry arms. And look, for you to pass the test, there's a test for you to go through, about 4 of them. One, you must be able to show that you are a member of a shooting club. There are few shooting clubs in Nigeria, but with this law, there'll be many more shooting clubs all over. In the university I've just built here, my sports university, shooting is one of the sports as a game. And so we'll be teaching people how to shoot. It's a shooting range. So I expect to have shooting ranges all over the country. Again, of course, this will create jobs. But it will mean that anybody who wants to get a license to have a gun should get a certificate from a shooting range school, number one. Number two, the king of your town should be able to confirm who you are. Should be able to back you up to write a testimonial, as it were, that they know you, they know your character, they know your family. 3, the DPO should be able to do a check on the person applying and to be able to confirm their suitability. And more importantly, we should also get from the local government chairman, who should confirm who the person is. Again, it's like a double check. And lastly, there should be a medical report from doctors. So every person who is applying should get 2 medical reports from doctors who have known them for long, who is the family doctors, that they are fit and proper to be licensed to carry guns. And so we need this to be done to be able to enable individuals to defend themselves. The military and the police are not able to defend ordinary Nigerians. How many people, as I said before, have the privilege of having police or soldiers around them? Ordinarily, this shouldn't be the case. Why should anybody who is a senator or a governor or House of Assembly member, be carrying, have police and military people around them? It shouldn't be. We are in a crisis situation in Nigeria, and this situation requires some drastic measures. And so I just feel that the best way is to make sure that people are given the opportunity to protect themselves and their families. Just imagine armed robbers knocking on somebody's door and you are helpless, you have no arms, you have no defense. Armed robbers will knock on your door and tell you to open the door, and you'll be compelled to open the door, and before your family, they could kill you, they could rape your family, your wife, your daughters. All that has to stop. If you have a gun and they ask you to open your door, but you refuse or you shoot into the air, just shoot into the air to scare them away, they will run. They are human beings. They are not spirits. They will be killed as well. They know that if they insist in forcing their ways into your house, they could be killed.
Now, please allow me to interrupt you for a brief moment. Some analysts are worried, that this plan or this bill to arm civilians could be a call to anarchy. We know that a lot of Nigerians are angry, they're frustrated. Isn't it possible that they could begin to use this arms and ammunition, to settle personal scores? Then you talked about, getting a doctor's report, getting a report from your traditional ruler.
No,
but this is Nigeria, and we know how the system works. A few naira will exchange hands, and you get all the reports even when you're not fit. So how do we plug, all those loopholes?
I get your point, but as I've told you about the measures that will be put in place, but let's just imagine in UK, it's an offense to be seen with machete and cutlasses in UK. In Nigeria, it is not an offense to be seen with machete and cutlasses. People carry cutlasses and machetes everywhere in Nigeria. Do they go about killing everybody, macheting everybody because they have those weapons? No. In America, people have guns. They have licenses. Do they go about killing and settling personal scores?
But America has a very high rate of gun violence, Senator Nwoko. America has a very high level of gun violence that they haven't been able to deal with.
Sorry?
I said America has a very high level of gun violence that they've not been able to deal with. So if we add that to the issues we have in Nigeria, are we not making
but still, America.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Look, the point is that there are many more people who are. Yes, there are many more people in Nigeria who are illegally armed. So are you telling me that we should allow them to carry on being illegally armed? Whether you like it or not, there's a proliferation of arms, most of it illegally brought into the country by different groups, by arms smugglers. All I'm asking is let's legalize it, let's make it proper so you can trace who they are. Anybody who is carrying arms, you know who they are. There should be a database for everybody so we can identify who the bad guys are. So if a person is seen with a gun when without a license, you'll be able to prosecute them, deal with them as appropriate. But to say, hold on, there will be anarchy. So what is the option? Allow innocent people to be slaughtered just like chickens continuously, whilst the bad guys continue to amass arms and kill innocent people? Is that what you're saying? Have you not seen videos of innocent travelers on highways being, herded like animals into the bush by kidnappers simply because they have no means of defending themselves? There are no police on site. There's no military on site. And these guys take them into the bushes and demand for money, sometimes rape them or kill them if no ransom is paid, or even use them for organs harvesting. So are you saying that we should just allow things to be the way they are because of your fear of anarchy? Nigeria is already in a state of anarchy. We are already in a state of anarchy, my sister.
Senator Nwoko, if I may come in.
Maybe you don't live in this country. I don't know where you live.
Indeed, Senator, those are harrowing ordeals. But let me just ask this. It's one thing to propose a bill, but what about Nigerians themselves? Have you engaged them on this possibility regarding the private gun ownership? And if so, what has been their response on this prospect? On a broad base, not just beyond your constituents as well. So what has been their response on this?
Look, I know. Out of every 100 people that I engage, 98% of them want to be armed. The opinion is overwhelmingly in support of this bill. And you will see also this when it comes to the floor of the Senate and House of Reps. So it is not something that I've just thought about. I've been here all my life, practically, except when I spent time in UK, studying and working. But here in Nigeria, I understand the system. I understand the people. People are angry. People are frustrated. But of course, it is not the only solution. The other solution is to make sure that the economy works. If the economy works, and people are gainfully employed or doing businesses, and the police are able to protect people, the police are able to guide people, let me tell you, there will not be any need for people to be armed, as I am proposing. What is happening now is that people are desperately in need of survival. So most of these guys who are kidnappers or terrorists, as you call them, or whatever nomenclature you want to use to describe them, they are desperate. They're desperate to survive. One will not justify what they are doing that has led them into this theater of anarchy. However, if you want to change the narrative, we must look at the economy. People should be able to have access to financing. People should be able to borrow money. People should be able to live comfortably. We should be able to grow our economy from within. We should be able to think less of the dollar and think of how we can make Naira much more competitive globally. We have not really begun to address the issues of the economy. When we are able to do so, yes.
Senator Nwoko, I appreciate, I appreciate the fact, that you are concerned about the safety of Nigerians, and you're trying as much as possible, to ensure that they are safe, and free from acts of terror. But then I'm wondering, really, considering how sophisticated crime and criminality has become in Nigeria, how do you fight a bomb with a gun? Now the criminals, they go about with explosives, they set houses on fire, they slaughter people. So instead of, arming Nigerians or putting more arms out there when we already have a large number, of illegal arms out there, what about strengthening our security forces, their response time, their intelligence gathering, state policing? What about those other options? I'd like your thoughts on those.
What options? I've not been here in the past 24 years. Didn't hear what I said. 24 years, we spent so much money buying weapons, buying arms, buying bombs, buying warplanes to destroy Boko Haram, to destroy the bandits, to destroy IPOB. Have they been destroyed? Instead, they're getting stronger by the day. So, I'm actually perplexed at your questions, because maybe you're just asking for the sake of asking. But if you really understand and experience Nigeria the way I have experienced it, look, I mean, have you ever experienced have you ever been attacked by or kidnapped? Or you know somebody who has been a victim? You will not be speaking the way you are speaking. In fact, you will be championing what I am proposing and make sure that it is either we're all armed or we address the economy of Nigeria, we address the issues of insecurity, right. we address the issue. There are so many issues. What we need
indeed, Senator,
Nigeria is actually for the Senate.
Very good, Senator. If I may just come in.
Create a platform.
Yes.
Just 1 second, please.
Okay.
We need to create a platform organized by the Senate for Nigerians to have a dialogue. Senselessly, have their grouses. We must understand, why are they doing this? What is the solution? We cannot kill everybody, and they cannot kill all of us. We're all the same. It doesn't matter what people say. Oh, some of them are from Niger, but majority of them are Nigerians. All so right, do we go on killing and spending so much money without any results? 24 years, and you still think we should continue the same way? No, my friend. Let's have a platform to dialogue. Whilst at the same time, we give the people the opportunity to defend themselves. And then government should focus on improving on the economy. We must think of how we can develop from within and think less of important things. We must grow our economy. We must empower people. I mean, there's no other way to run a country than what I'm talking about.
All right, Senator Ned Nwoko, representing Delta North, Federal Republic of Nigeria, would like to thank you for your thoughts on the move to legalize the liberation of access to guns. And of course, we've been talking about the implication for the national security as well.